Hey there, it's Sunday, and I'm back with another video for Honey Brand Marketing. And today we're talking about how to boost your digital sales or your e commerce sales by 100%, 141% to be exact. And that is a metric that we hold and hold dearly, as it was a result for a client that worked with us. Within the first 5 months of them working with us, they were able to go 130% up, increase 130% in their e-commerce sales, and then in a year with us 141%. So over 100% increase in sales in digital online working together, which is incredible. All right, so how do we do it? And how can you do it? Well, the first thing, and I have some notes here, so you may see me look down, but the first thing is consistency. 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 Now, consistency doesn't mean every day, it doesn't mean every other day. It just means being consistent. One thing that we saw specifically with that business is that they were not doing email marketing, which is another tip that I want to share with you. Email marketing is super powerful and it's easy to do, especially if you've been capturing folks' emails. This was a physical business that was selling directly to consumers, and they were capturing people's emails, and they just were completely underutilizing digital completely because they are a physical business. And so we really just focused on digital for them. We gave them a website audit, boosted their website, helped them get a lot of the selling points and tactics together, their numbers together of what they had in stock, what they didn't have in stock. So just really cleaning up their website. We did a bunch of social content marketing for them and being consistent with that, going live, just making the pages active. Like, okay, I'm going to follow this page or I'm going to interact with this page because they're consistent, they're active, they're in the marketplace, it's awake. So when you're posting consistently, that's really the effect that you leave with people. People don't think about that. Sometimes when you're running the business, you're just thinking about all the work that it takes to do the content and all, and you're running the business and all the things. And that's when you probably want to hire a third party like my business to come in and support you. But um, it can feel overwhelming, and I understand that. But when you are playing online, it lets people know that your business is awake. When even if you're changing the banner on your website every quarter or every month, it lets people know that you're awake and your business is active. And people like things that are fresh and new, it's or even seasonal. Think about when you go to the grocery store and there's seasonal fruits. People can't wait till summertime so they can get their watermelons or whatever, right? Like, your business should have that same type of energy online, even if it's the same things every season. And we'll talk about that too. I'm getting ahead of myself. So, first, consistency is something that you really want to play up. Again, your website, how fresh is it? Is it updated? Is your inventory updated? Does your website give the appearance that it's being managed, that it's alive, that it's awake, that somebody's tending to it and caring for it? That's going to be something that's important and a part of your consistency piece. Next, I mentioned already briefly. I'm trying to get all the words out at the same time. I mentioned already briefly email marketing. Email marketing is another way to engage your audience on a weekly basis or a monthly basis. You determine the frequency. And especially if you have an e commerce business, you should be putting together an email and you should be letting people know, hey, this month we're highlighting these 5 things, or hey, Mother's Day, make sure you get these books or this pen or this outfit or these shoes or this hat or this sea moss or whatever. Okay, you want to be letting people know that, hey, we're open, we're active, remember us, think about us, and you want to be talking to them. All right. I'm not going to get ahead of myself because that was kind of going into some other things. You want to be thinking about creativity. So another thing, another thing that's really important that I want to talk about, I'll probably do another video on this, is especially if you're in e-commerce sales, you want to be thinking about the different holidays that are coming up. This can go for brick and mortar businesses, this can go for restaurants, this can also go for e-commerce sales as well. You want to be thinking about the holidays that are coming up. You want to think about the seasons And you can utilize all of those things that are already kind of embedded in human beings. Like, even if you're in the UK, you have Mother's Day in the UK is different than Mother's Day in the US. Boxing Day, which is something that's more throughout the West Indies or Europe that we don't really have in the US. You want to think about these different things, think about these different holidays, think about these routines and these systems that people are already accustomed to. And you can create a whole event, buzz. That's another point, buzz and excitement around these different built in, um, I don't want to call them, they're not just holidays. It's like built-in routines for people. I feel like that's more productive to think of it that way, because Labor Day weekend, there's a family out there, there's families out there, Labor Day weekend, Memorial Day weekend, where they do the same thing every Labor Day, Memorial Day weekend, right? And so there's people that have built their lives and their livelihood around these routines with these different holidays or these different events. And that can be a very powerful selling point because it's already sort of embedded in people. Like Black Friday, it's already embedded in people to go spend money. You should be a part of that conversation. I hope I'm not getting ahead of myself, but we did 12 days of Christmas with this retail store, and we did 12 days of Christmas for them online as well. And so, just thinking, being creative, that goes back to that point about creativity, being creative, planning your content schedule, planning your calendar according to these different moments or different seasons or different holidays or different things that are unique to your business. Maybe you have the day you were founded, or the day that you broke ground, or the day that you burnt your mortgage on the business, whatever, right? Like, um, that you can build excitement and buzz, which is another point around the creativity when it comes to content, email marketing, social media marketing. And it doesn't have to be stuffy, it can be fun, it can be creative. You can implement something new completely. Hey, every Friday for the summer, we're doing children's book day. I don't know. And you highlight some children's book that you feature in your email newsletter. And if they come in and mention the newsletter, they get 5-10% off or something. I don't know. Like, we can work together to figure out what those creative ideas are, but you want to be creative as well. That was something that definitely helped us boost online sales. And then the last point that I want to talk about is data. You want to track everything. You want to make sure that you're tracking your sales online. You want to make sure that you're tracking how many people are coming to your website. You want to make sure that you're tracking how many people are opening your email newsletter, how many signups, new signups did you get this month, how many people even unsubscribed. You want to make sure that you're just keeping track of different key performance information, which is KPIs, and or key performance index, key performance information. And you want to make sure that you are keeping track of those things so that you know that, hey, we've been growing 10% every month for the past 2 months online. We've been growing 20% or 30%. Or if you have a spike where you have 50% more sales, for the month of May, and you go back and say, oh, that was Mother's Day and our anniversary month. And so many people came in because we did this big event. Then you'll know, oh, okay, well, when we have these kinds of campaigns and we let people know via email, or some businesses now actually have text where you can text your customers and let them know, and they can purchase on their phone. That would be considered a mobile purchase, which would also be a digital purchase. Or you could say, hey, we had a 30% spike in digital sales last month. Why? We didn't run any special campaign. Oh, well, we upgraded our POS system, our point of sale system, and we rewired the IT structure within the business. And we saw a 30% increase in sales just from that small change, right? So just tracking the data will really help you understand more about your numbers, and will help you understand your consumer behavior, and will help you understand what changes you're implementing and how that's actually resonating in terms of dollars. And that's what I really care about for your business, because it's really about results. You have to have a return on your investment working with whomever you decide to work with. And that's what's really going to help you understand the impact of hiring an agency similar to mine. And that's really the last point that I want to end with is if you don't have the capacity or the bandwidth or the ability to open a full-time position for marketing, or not just one person, but usually marketing, you need a team. That's the truth. And if you just can't do it or tapped or not at that place, or you're scaling back, or I don't know, different things are happening in the world and you got to make different changes or decisions, then you definitely want to consider partnering with a marketing agency to help you scale and grow to the next level. Maybe you don't need a full time person. Maybe you need to work with someone for 2 years, get to a certain place, you know, move from being in the red to in the black and have a couple of quarters in the black. And then maybe you're like, okay, we're good. We got it from here, whatever. But you may need to partner with a marketing agency to make sure that you're meeting those goals. All right. And those are the suggestions that I have for you on how we scaled a brick and mortar business and their e-commerce sales specifically to over 141% online in a year of working together. All right. And we've done it before and we can do it again. I'm excited to connect with you. If that interests you, you know what to do. Hit the link below and let me know. I'll be talking to you soon. Ciao.